Hey little rockstars, welcome back to another episode of Little Astro's podcast, your go-to space for all things self-growth, feminine energy, and becoming the best version of you. Hello, it's your girl Eda, and today we are here to talk about something that every single one of us has dealt with at some point in life, which is self-doubt and imposter syndrome. You know that little voice that pops up like, hey, you sure you're qualified for this, or who do you think you are? Trying to be great, huh? Yes, that exact voice. We are about to send her packing today. So grab your tea, matcha or coffee, whatever you need, and let's get into it. Now before we get deep dive into understanding what imposter syndrome is, let's understand what does it mean technically. Well, it's a psychological pattern where individuals doubt their abilities and feel like they are not as competent or qualified as others perceive them to be. Despite evident success or accomplishment, it's where people give credit for their success to luck instead of their own skill or effort. And they tend to set excessively high expectations and feel disappointed when they don't meet it. They usually downplay their own accomplishment. Have you ever come across certain people, or have you ever come across you being that person where you have achieved so many things in your life, but yet when you have to do something new, you doubt your own capabilities. You feel like maybe you're not meant for that. Maybe you don't have the capabilities, knowledge or skills that particular thing needs or requires, even though you have accomplished so much in your past. You need to realize that you're not alone. First of all, if you have ever experienced imposter syndrome, congratulations, you're officially part of the club. Even the biggest CEOs and the world leaders feel it. They probably wake up some morning like, can I actually hit those notes today? Well, duh, yes you can, and so can you. Imposter syndrome doesn't mean you're not qualified, it means you care. So the next time you feel it creeping in, remind yourself, if they can feel self-doubt, I can too, and still crush it. Listen, I get it. You feel like you're a fraud, like someone's going to come along and say, hey, we have checked the records and actually you're not qualified for this job, dream, life you're chasing. But guess what? Even the most successful people you know are out here having full-on internal panic attacks, thinking any minute now they are going to realize, I have no idea what I'm doing. Fun fact, did you know about that 70% of people will experience imposter syndrome at some point? That means 7 out of 10 people you know are out here faking it just like us. Alright, I know this is going to sound cliche, but hear me out, this one works. Sometimes you have to act like you have got it all together until your brain catches up and is like, oh, okay, I guess we are this confident. Have you heard this very famous quote which says, fake it till you make it? Exactly, we are going to give this a little plot twist and call it as fake it till you believe it. It's kind of like when you're at a party and you don't know anyone, you just walk in like you are on top of the world, and before you know it, you are having the time of your life. Confidence is a muscle and you have got to keep flexing it. It's like Wi-Fi, it's present almost everywhere, but you can't see it. The key is to tap into it. Sometimes you have just got to pretend like you know exactly what you're doing. Think of it like putting on a superhero cape, but instead of saving the world, you are saving yourself from spiraling into doubt. Also, a little secret, most people are too busy worrying about their own self-doubt to even notice yours. So while you are thinking, do I even belong here? They are over there thinking, wow, she's so confident. Funny how that works, right? Embrace your unique journey. Okay, so I am about to get a little personal here. When I first started this podcast, I had so many doubts. I was like, who's even going to listen to me talk about self-growth and self-love? I mean, I am still on my own journey figuring out stuff, but then I realized that's exactly why people would tune in. Because I am relatable, not perfect. And I guess imperfection, quirks, flaws, they are the secret sauces. So own your story. No one else is going to tell it like how you can. Look, not everyone's journey is supposed to look the same. And thank God for that. Imagine if we were all doing life the same way, it would be so boring. Just because you are taking the scenic route doesn't mean you're lost. In fact, half the fun is in the detours. So keep a receipt of your wins. You know how we are always quick to remember our mistakes or what we haven't achieved yet? Let's flip the script now, sis. Start keeping tracks of all the things you have accomplished. Because here's the thing. Our brains are wired to remember negative stuff more than the positive ones. So when you start collecting those wins, it's like giving your brain a friendly reminder, hey, you're actually kind of killing it. I have a Yes Queen folder in my phone with screenshots of positive feedback from you amazing, lovely souls. And that's kind of a thing that keeps me going. It's like a little reminders of how far I have come. And when I doubt myself, I whip out the folder and remind myself, oh yeah, I did that. I am that girl. So feel free to make your own Yes Queen folder. I will make sure to share a little sneak peek of it at the end of this podcast. Now, the main important thing is surround yourself with people who get it. Let's be real, your circle matters. If you're around people who are constantly doubting themselves, that energy is contagious. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who hype you up, people who see your greatness even when you don't, well, that's the vibe we want, isn't it? I have got my own little you can do it squad. And honey, trust me, they come through with the positivity when I need it. Don't be afraid to lean on those who lift you up, because when you surround yourself with people who believe in you, who hype you up even when you're doubting yourself, your whole energy shifts. You need friends who be like, girl, why are you tripping? You're a whole queen. Find your squad. The ones who see your potential even when you can't see it yourself. At the end of the day, self-doubt and imposter syndrome are just bumps in the road, not stop signs. And guess what? You are not alone there facing it. The fact that you are here means you are already taking steps to rise above it. So next time that little voice tries to dim your shine, just remember, you are a queen, you have got receipts, and you are out here crushing it. Alright, Rockstars, if this podcast gave you some new tools on how to deal with imposter syndrome or made you smile, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe or follow for more content that feeds your mind and soul, and drop a comment below telling me how you deal with imposter syndrome. And for my queens who are always on the go, you can hear my podcast on Spotify too. I will mention the link below, and do not forget to add it to your Spotify podcast playlist. Until next time, live your life to the fullest, keep glowing and growing. You have got this. Toodles!